It's just, but not with like a caption. There's no like joke. There's no.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Did you die? Oh.
Am I still here? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You slowed down for like a minute.
Okay, yay. Hi, Ilona.
Hi.
How
Oh
are
my
you?
goodness.
I'm good. I'm feeling so full of love today. I had an amazing night last night with Priyanka at the viewing party. It was so special to be with her and watch the episode. So I'm feeling good.
Oh, that thrills me. I love that y'all got to watch together.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cute.
it was so special.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I
Jamie, do
love
you want
that
to
you.
kick off questions?
Yes,
Oh,
I
I
do,
have
but I
a
would also like to
delay.
point out
I'm
that
so sorry.
nobody invited me to the pastel party, and I'm very upset.
Oh,
Pastel, look at us. We're so cute. Ilona,
Next
I
time.
would steal
Next time.
every look that you've ever
Yeah.
put on your body.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I live for you.
I would love to wear that. Every time you post something, I'm like, are you kidding me? I would wear that. That's a dream. Are you kidding me? You're so cute.
Thank you.
With that comment, I wanted to go into kind of what's your like fashion inspiration? Like, what do you draw from? Because it's a lot of monochromatic, a lot of pastel.
Very
Things.
detailed, down to
Yeah.
the last little detail.
Oh, you guys are just making me blush over here. For my fashion inspiration, I don't really have necessarily like a fashion inspiration. For me, it's more about aesthetics. So like seeing artists like Marina and the Diamonds like create her Electra Heart era, and Melanie Martinez with her like little body, big heart thing, and like just watching these people like refine their aesthetic like so perfectly has been oh great, my earphone is leaving the planet. Sorry, cut. No. Um, but yeah, just watching these people really refine their aesthetics was something that really inspired me to create my own thing. So pulling from all these people I look up to and kind of just mashing it all together till eventually I just had myself, you know?
I love that. That's
cute.
so like blended and like it's like you get to pull inspiration, but your finished product is something really unique as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me is it's like I knew I had to find myself. I couldn't just be someone else, but being able to take inspo and just create with that instead of just taking something, that's I think the coolest part about drag is building your own aesthetic, building your own persona, your character, your look. And yeah, it just kind of happened for me. And that's one thing I love about my aesthetic, it being like more color based, is I can do spooky looks or glamour looks and whatever I want, as long as it's still pastel, it'll still look like me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day and they were telling me how obsessed they are with you. And they were like, when I look at Jamie, it was Matt Burgent. We were talking about your
Fair.
Instagram like grid is like Neapolitan ice cream. Like it just goes from colored story to color story to color story, but it like blends and then it'll get dark, but then it'll go back to like, then it'll lighten up again seamlessly. And it's just so like cohesive and detailed. We were both just like, the beauty. Like,
Oh my gosh,
Speaking-
thank you.
Speaking of you, like finding yourself and that kind of thing, I know you talked a lot on the show about the importance of representing for Indigenous individuals and representing for Two-Spirit people and for kids who maybe identify in intersecting ways with you, but who get to see you on TV, which is something that you didn't necessarily get growing up. I just wanted to give you like a moment to talk about like just how that was for you and whether it was pressure or excitement or what that felt like.
No, yeah, totally. It definitely was something that I built up a lot of pressure in my head about, because going into this, I made a decision to be very, very verbal about being a representation, because it was something that's very important to me, very close to my heart. So I wanted to make sure I was doing it properly. I was using all the right words, I am someone who kind of got disconnected from my culture. And this is a thing with a lot of Indigenous kids, is we go through this whole thing that being Native is bad, and society is telling us that being Native is shameful. There's people bullying you for the way you look or where you're from or the way your family looks or whatever. And I had this very deep period in my life throughout high school where I was ashamed of being Indigenous. And I felt like I had to just be white passing and I had to do that to be successful and to not be bullied. And looking back on it, it makes me sick. And I don't want anyone to ever have to experience that. So if I can go on TV and run my mouth about being proud of being Indigenous, and that help anyone just be proud in themselves and who they are, that to me is like way better than winning a crown. So being able to like go and do this has been amazing for me, and just all the feedback and stuff has just made me feel so validated and just being myself again. You know, going into it, I was a little nerve-wracked, but I just feel so supported, and I love that I'm able to support people and just make really meaningful connections.
I adore that so much.
It's nice that you were able to kind of have that in the background as like you've accomplished that, and then if you went home, it's like, well, I've had my time to say what I wanted to say, so you know that's more important to you than winning. Then hell yeah.
I also just think that you did
felt.
a phenomenal job of speaking about it, because I have a master's of women's and gender studies, so I'm a total like vocabulary and like discourse nerd, and anytime that someone can get up and be like, not only am I representing for, you know, A, B, and C intersecting identities, but like I want to talk about it and I want to do it well and effectively, and they like, you know, use like, because every time you use, even if it's just simply the right word to refer to a group of people, even if you're not like, it's the right word because of this, and you should do this, and you shouldn't do this, and you're not educating people, if you're simply using the right language and people see you using the right language and they start hearing the right language, they're going to use the right language. And like little things like that. So every time you started talking about it, I was just like, this is nice.
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that, because for me, like, I grew up, my mom and my grandma always say First Nations or Native, right? And going into this, I wanted to make sure I was using the right language. So I sat down with my cousin Jade from my reserve, Shkapa, and she was really amazing with educating me about the importance of using Indigenous, because it's so inclusive to all Indigenous communities, right? And not just the First Nations people in Canada, you know? So that was something I've never thought about that, right? And so that really opened my eyes. And I'm so grateful to have had my cousin to help me make sure that I was doing the right thing when I was speaking about this, because it's something that I took so seriously.
That's amazing. Fuck it up, Jade. Thanks, Jade.
Yeah, we love Jade.
Thanks, Jade.
I love that.
Now, let's talk about your butt.
Don't you know my ass is famous?
Okay,
that shirt, oh my God. You know that we're huge Lady Gaga nerds, right? Like that's how we literally started. That's how we met. You released that shirt, and as I shit you not, I was about to share the link, and I was texting it to Brooklyn to be like, holy shit, Gaga reference, and I shit you not, as I was typing it, Brooklyn sent me the link and said, you're gonna love this, and then followed it up with, should I? And then I was in the middle of typing, so I hadn't answered, and by the time I answered, she said, I bought it. I was like,
I bought it.
I live for that. Oh my God, that's so funny.
I wanted to kind of go in, because I feel like for you, because you don't really see in that moment the comments that they're saying afterwards and when you guys leave the stage, and you just, you're probably just like, my ass looks great, which it did. So I feel like afterwards, the internet thought it was a massive deal, but I feel like you were kind of just like, you know, it was not the greatest comment, but I love that you turned it into a business opportunity instead of, yeah, bitch, you gotta slap it on a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
So that's always the way.
Kind of talk about like internet reactions to things, and how you actually felt about it.
Okay, yeah, no, for sure. Like in the moment, it obviously was like embarrassing, and I was like, oh my God, like shit, like. But as someone who's worked in film and like has like a movie like makeup background, you know, I know better. I know that I should have probably put some foundation on my butt, you know, because that's just a typical camera ready thing. It's I don't think they were coming negative when they said it. Oh, my ear pod thinks that though, because she was trying to launch out and say something.
She's supposed to work under these conditions.
That's the tea. But yeah, you know, so in the moment it didn't hit me that hard. But afterwards, seeing the reactions on Twitter and from the fans and stuff, it really made me rethink the situation, and just kind of understand how important it is to actually have this conversation about body shaming and people's bodies and the way media expects us to look. Because just because it's like a film thing to put makeup on butts or arms or whatever, someone watching it, like a little teenage kid, is not going to know that that's a film thing, right? They're going to see this on TV and go, oh, wait, should I be covering my skin when I'm showing skin, you know? And reading that conversation and being a part of that conversation really made me think about it again and be like, okay, you know what? Maybe they shouldn't have said that. Maybe, you know, next season they can think about the language a little and make sure they're not making comments or critiques like that, because people's bodies are beautiful. It doesn't matter what your body looks like. It's, if you're happy in your skin's beautiful, you know? At the end of the day, if you think you're ugly, you're beautiful. Lemon had a really good tweet about this where she was like, if you're beautiful, you're beautiful. If you're ugly, you're beautiful. If you feel bad, you're still beautiful. If you're mean online, then you're ugly. And I read that, I was like, okay, love that. Because it's so true. That. It's like, at the end of the day, we're all incredible people.
Yeah, I actually thought I thought the way that you spoke about it was so good, and I'm hyper analytical, like overly hyper analytical.
You
so
know,
when I started hashing this out, right? I know I never analyze things, and it was so interesting because when she was talking about it, like when we are on the road and I assist Brooklyn, I'm the one putting foundations right on her legs down to the backs of her knees, and I was like, oh, okay, so it doesn't surprise me that like in her mind that is something. And then I also was like, when you started talking about it, I was like, you know what, with a film background and stuff, it doesn't surprise me that like that's how Ilona looked at it too, because you're so detailed and so polished and so down to perfection. So I was like, oh, I definitely can see, I felt like I could like imagine the part of your brain turning that's like, oh yeah, that would complete my fully polished look and make it even more polished than it was, and but then I also as a viewer, but B, a person who, I don't know, knows the monster in the system a little better, I was also like, I think it started a conversation about, and not that there was any malicious intent on any part of like, you know, the producers or the editors or anything, but I said I saw it sparking discourse about like picking scenes that are like productive for all parties involved, and like maybe now we see that like that wasn't the most productive like piece to pluck out and put in, because then it does tell little trans and non-binary kids like, hey, this part of your body is like not amazing, and it started a conversation about surrounding trans bodies, and I was like, I wouldn't have thought of that beforehand, but afterwards I was like, oh, that turned out to be like not the most productive scene. So like,
I also just can you just imagine though the camera shot of like Ilona turn around like trying to like, because I can't see, like, I can't even turn my whole body around that way to look in a mirror. I'd be like, where is the problem area?
I can just picture you being like, Scarlett, can you set my ass for me? Like,
oh my gosh, no, okay, so fun fact, before I went out on the runway, Priyanka put oil on my butt and put glitter on my butt. So I think what they were seeing was the reflect of the glitter, because I actually don't have razor bumps. My skin's like not like that. So I think it was just a missed choice of glitter with a little red reflect, and that was not my moment.
Oh no.
You know?
So it was Priyanka's fault.
What you're saying is Priyanka ruined everything.
I'm not saying that. I don't want to see that on Reddit. No,
I'll say it. It's all Priyanka's
fault. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
We're joking. Before someone puts it on Reddit, we're joking.
I'm not.
We're joking. We're having fun. Okay.
The other thing we wanted to ask you about was your phenomenal tattoos. I'm obsessed with tattoos. I have like 5, and I think I'm such a badass with my 5 timing tattoos. You
I have 0.
have so many. They're so interesting. A lot of them look like referential. I just wanted to ask you like what's your favorite one? How many do you have? Also, how the hell do you cover the ones on your face so well? Because I literally wouldn't know that they were there unless I had ever seen you out of drag.
Oh my gosh, I live. You know, for me, the ones on my face, they're all pretty light, I would say. So it just kind of gets covered when I put my makeup on. I don't go out of my way to like do tattoo cover. It just kind of happens. If you get like really close to my face, you can like see them a little bit. But thankfully, you know, with enough makeup, you can cover anything. So yeah, my favorite tattoo though is definitely the heart on my cheek, which is an Electra Heart reference, for sure. I always draw it back in. It's the only tattoo that I draw back in over the makeup. But yeah, that was my favorite. It was my first face tattoo, and it was something that made me just feel like so good about myself, and like I just felt like so hot to trot when I got it. And I remember my mom always said to me when I started getting tattoos, just never tattoo your face, was her thing. And so the day I went and got this tattoo done, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna avoid her. But the thing is at this time, my mom and I were living in the same apartment building, like 2 doors down from each other, essentially. So I was always at her house. And so this one night she was messaging me, be like, are you coming for dinner? I was like, no, I already ate. I think so. And then later that night, she's like, okay, I need you to like come help me move furniture. I was like, oh, I can't. I'm not feeling good. I'm like in bed, like not really feeling good. And she literally replied back to me, because I'm never like that to my mom. I'm always like right over there, you know? And so she replied back to me. She's like, you got your face tattooed, didn't you? And I was like, because I've been talking about it for so long. So she like knew.
They
and I was
know.
like, yeah. And I went over and she saw it and she was like, okay, that's actually really cute and I like it a lot. And so she's been pretty chill about just accepting my tattoo.
You could have
so
had
cute.
dinner. You could have gone
Yeah,
over.
could have had dinner after all.
Y'all, I need you to know that there's a chipmunk crawling on the table right
my
next to me right
God.
now. I feel like Cinderella. I feel like Snow White in the woods.
Great.
I actually remember way back when you and I first met online. And I think you did a competition and I like filmed a little video for you and you were like fresh to
Yeah,
drag.
you did a shout out for me.
Yeah, and I did
remember
it
that.
in the street outside a show we went to in New York. Like I'd like painted on the sidewalk like a like a total mess. And that was around the time when like you drew the heart in every single time. And when I said to our friend we were with, oh, I gotta film this like competition video, and I didn't. They were like, which queen? And I was like, oh, Ilona, the one with the cheek heart. Because that was like the thing was that you always drew the heart back in. Yeah, that was like the first like the signature. You're also the only person I know who has palm tattoos.
Oh.
I've never seen anybody else with palm tattoos.
Yeah, my palms are pretty tattooed. My friend Liz did the little Brooke Candy ones in the middle, and then I kind of just went off and did all these other ones. I have a bunch of unfinished ones on my hands because I just got sick of it because it really hurts a lot, and especially when you're doing it yourself. Yeah, my friend did the middle ones, but I did like all of these other ones around it, and like this one.
Oh God, I'm
it
scared
looks so
of needles.
good.
That terrifies me. I'm terrified.
Thank you. I've done probably like 3/4 of my own tattoos. I would say my whole stomach is covered, my legs are all covered.
How many do you know? How many you have?
I know I have over 200. The last time I counted was like a while ago, and it was 200 something.
That's amazing. I adore that. I'm so obsessed. I only have 5 and they're all little and super girly, but like I'm so obsessed with tattoos. That's beautiful.
No, I love that. Yeah, most of my tattoos are like song lyrics or like inside jokes with friends.
I have Lady Gaga's writing. So that's my like most fangirly moment of like all time that she wrote on my body, and I called in sick to work and said I had heat stroke. And I tattooed it, but my boss fully called me out. But it was fine. So that's my most referential tattoo.
My only like fan tattoo is probably I tried to get myself a lemon tattoo, and so she sent me her signature, and I tried to tattoo it on my leg, and I got a little botch, so my friend's gonna fix it for me when it heals.
Oh my God.
I'm really obsessed with that. That's such friendship commitment. That's so cute. We went to New York once, and I was gonna get Conquerors tattooed right here, but I was gonna make, instead of a Q, it was gonna be the femme.
Oh, that's everything.
And she was totally down, and she was so into it. Oh, am I glitching?
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you did. We were like, oh.
Suddenly, you're both just like. But I was gonna get Brooklyn to draw the femme symbol, and then she practiced it twice, but her writing is horrific. And she literally looked at me and she went, I love you, and it's not that I don't want to do this, but I can't do that to your body. I was like,
oh my God.
Thanks, sis.
That's so funny.
Okay. I wanted to ask you my favorite question that I ask everybody every week. Was the entrance line that you used the only one you thought of, or did you have backups, and what were they?
Okay, yeah, so I did have a backup that I was considering using, just short and simple and sweet. And maybe I'll get to use it on an All-Star season.
Oh.
Who knows? No, I'm like, put me on All-Stars, I'm ready.
You're like.
I was going to walk in because I was wearing that big like ostrich coat, and I was going to have it like all bundled up like this. I was going to walk in and drop it and just be like, is it cold in here or is it just me? Which would have been funny because it was so fucking cold in there.
Fair.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's so funny.
oh,
The
God.
number one question I keep having like American friends ask, which I don't know why they think I would know, but I did, is why is everybody in blankets? Don't they have heat in the buildings in Canada? Like, why is everybody so cold? I was like, I don't.
Because it's cold here.
It's cold. I don't. Just fleece
It's
blankets.
so
Like,
cold. It's so cold. Well, we filmed. There was snow on the ground when we were filming. You know, so it was a very cold time.
yeah.
It's a cold day in the
Come on,
workroom.
Canada.
I remember. Okay, we'll do our little rapid fire quick questions here.
All right, we're gonna do rapid fire.
Oh. She's gone. What do we think happened? Let's have theories. She had to think about it.
I'm back. Oh my God. No. Okay. That was so funny. I literally was just about to be like, 1 sec. I just need to go get water before we do that, and then all of a sudden it disconnected. So
You're like, that worked out.
Poutine or maple syrup?
poutine.
Me too. Beaver or moose?
Ooh. Moose.
Ooh.
Smarties or coffee crisp?
Coffee crisp.
Ketchup chips or all dressed?
Both. I love
Good answer.
food. I love
Both.
food a
I love
lot.
food.
We're gonna have so much fun when y'all start touring. Oh my God, and we work the meet and greets. We'll go out for like a buffet or something because all we do is eat and drag. That's it. There's nothing else.
I live. Oh,
Amazing.
we have to. I love it.
Okay, Degrassi or Schitt's Creek?
Schitt's Creek.
Excellence. Oh my God, Ilona, it was so lovely to talk to you. I'm glad we got to sit down and actually have a chat and not just like see you like this. Like,
yeah. Oh, you guys are so fun. I had so much fun talking with you guys.
Yay! I can't wait until the world opens and you're touring and you can come see us. And
I want to photograph your little face.
We're
Your
gonna
little face is perfect. It's so good.
We can do such a cute shoot. Ilona, we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, kids.
Bye.